So by now we know the basic idea, the basic definition. At the fundamental level, just the output should be positive. How to do so and how to create stories if I'm dealing with a mod in a equation format. Create two stories, one for when x is positive and one for when x is negative. Now we want to go into other interpretations, verbalizing, visualizing, etc. Same function, same idea, but interpreted another way. And this time we want to look at the absolute value function as a distance function, or what is the meaning of absolute value anyway. And for that purpose, we'll deploy the number line, right? So this is 0.0. Mod of x is equal to 3. I'm sure you have already figured out that x is equal to 3 is fine and x is equal to minus 3 is also fine. Both are the solutions for the given equation, because if you put 3, mod of x is 3. If you put minus 3 inside, even then you get 3, right? So you have to think of two scenarios and plot them on the number line 3 and minus 3. What is the common thing between these 2 points? Both the points are 3 units away from the origin. So can I say mod tells you how far, or the absolute value function tells you what is your actual distance from the origin point, from the 0 point. So think about it again. When you say mod of so think about it again with your very basic examples. When you say mod of 7 is equal to 7, what are you saying? You're saying this number 7 is 7 units away from the origin. Draw it on the number line if you want. You have 0, you have 0.7. The distance is 7 units. The absolute value, not the direction, because remember, this is nothing but a direction. This is nothing but a direction. So the distance is 7, and again, even at minus 7, the answer was 7. We already know this. That means in the other direction, minus 7, and the distance is 7. That means this mod function is essentially saying, give me the absolute value. Do not worry about the direction. Whether it's positive or negative, it's just side, right? The distance is 7. The distance is 7, so just tell me the distance. And distance from where? Distance from the point 0. Just to be clear, or for future purposes, instead of this, let me write mod of x minus 0 equal to 3. So the distance of x from 0 is 3. So from 0, if you go 3 points in this direction, you reach 3. From 0, if you get 3 points in this direction, you get minus 3. Right? So just getting started with the idea of understanding the mod as a distance from the origin, and later we'll see from any point as such. And what do we mean by absolute value? What is common between 7 and minus 7? Both are 7 units away from the origin point. So let's play with that idea a little bit. Mod of x minus 3 equal to 7. What does this mean? Again, I'm sure we can solve it using our splitting the form into 2 stories as such. But I want to use a distance point of view. And this time, instead of just x, I have a x minus 3. And that's why I wrote x minus 0 earlier, so that I understand that 0 was the reference point, the distance from 0, right? Here, the story is the distance from 3. So the distance from 3, the overall distance should be 7. The direction does not matter, right? Because absolute value only. You will see in a second what I mean. Plot a small imaginary number line. This is 0. Let's say this is 3. So mod of x minus 3 implies the distance from 3, and the answer is 7. That means the distance from 3 is 7 units. So from 3 you go 7 units. Where will you reach? You will reach 10. Try 10 in the story. 10 minus 3 equal to 7. Right? So the distance theory works, and it looks very reasonably easy as well. As of now, the idea would be very easy, right? And again, remember, there are 2 possible directions. So you know the distance is 7, but because there is a mod, if I just said x minus 3 equal to 7, even this means distance only. How far is x from 3? It is 7 far. So it's not that the distance is being introduced for the mod only. If you have done the percentages, ratio, or basic arithmetic, a lot of times you look at the difference as space between 2 points, right? So I say, okay, 7 minus 5. So this is 7 and this is 5. What is the difference? The difference is 2. And what is this? The distance is 7. The distance is 5. 7 minus 5 gives you 2. So the same idea. But because there is a mod, it meant the distance could be in any direction. You just know the overall distance is 7, not the direction, right? So in this as well as this direction. So go 3 in the go 7 units in the other direction and you will end up at minus 4. Put minus 4 in the story. Minus 4 minus 3 will give you a minus 7 and the overall result will come out as 7. Right? So again, right now, because it's the starting couple of examples, I am spending a little extra time, but get comfortable with the idea that x, the distance of x from 3. If there was no mod, even this is distance of x from 3 is 7, right? Absolutely 7. In this case, it is saying the distance of x from 3 could be 7 or minus 7, because you just know the absolute value is 7. This is not the absolute value, this comes with a polarity attached to it, right? So that's the only difference here. And remember, we are already in bonus territory, right? We already know the standard method. This is just, again, we are just being playful with the story, right? We're looking at more points of view so that we are basically more familiar and we are deeply immersed in the idea rather than just touching the topic and moving along, right? So mod of 2x minus 3 is equal to 7. Pretty much the same game. How will I deal with this? There are more things happening here, right? So what I will do is, instead of 2x, can I just call it a big capital X or a P? So I will call it P. P minus 3 is equal to 7. This is very much the same story. I will still use the distance point. 3 is my origin. I want to go 7 in one direction, which will give me 10. And I want to go 7 in the other direction also, which will give me minus 4. So the two possible solutions for this is P is equal to 10 or P is equal to minus 4. Both will work for me. And now instead of P, just replace it with your 2x. 2x is equal to 10, so x is equal to 5. 2x is equal to minus 4, so x is equal to minus 2. Check again. 2 5s are 10, 10 minus 3 is 7. 2 into minus 2, minus 4, minus 4 minus 3, minus 7. But because of the mod, the overall value will be plus 7. So even if it is getting slightly complicated, it doesn't make too much of a difference. And remember, we are learning this just for fun now. We already got the idea. We have already got the basic idea in our pocket. We know the mechanism. Now we are looking for optional methods so that in case I see something easy, I can spot maybe the answer quickly without writing that two-story equation. Not that that is a challenge at all anyway. Everyone should be very comfortable with that as well. Just one more example with this idea, just for fun. Mod of 3x plus 1 is equal to 5. What is my method going to be? I'll just call it some other number. I'll call it n plus 1 is equal to 5. And here there is a plus 1. Compare it to your form again. Remember, x minus 0 meant distance from 0. In the plus form, x plus 5, you don't get the distance between the 2 points as such. So I want the minus point of view. And again, we have seen this earlier. Remember, x minus x is equal to a is the root. And then we know this as the form and we manipulate our equations into this form, right? So I want to rewrite this as n minus of minus 1 so that everybody is clear. My reference point is minus 1, not 1, right? So that is where I have to be careful and pay attention to. And now this is very easy. The distance of n from minus 1 is 5 units. So go 5 units in one direction, you will get a plus 4. Go 5 units in the other direction, you will get a minus 6. Check for yourself. 4 plus 1, 5, 5 will give you a 5. Minus 6 plus 1 will give you a minus 5. Mod of that will give you a 5 and you're sorted. So your n is equal to 4. But your n itself was 3x, right? So 3x is equal to 4. So x is equal to 4 by 3. The other story was that n is equal to minus 6. n is equal to minus 6, but that is also 3x, so 3x is equal to minus 6, x is equal to minus 2. Quickly check for yourself, put it here, 3 into minus 2 will give you a minus 6, minus 6 plus 1 will give you a minus 5, mod will give you a 5. So this is definitely working. Check this also for yourself. 3 into 4 by 3, the 3 will get cancelled, 4 plus 1 will give you a 5 and you'll be done, right? So same idea, the only thing to pay attention is that if you're looking for the distance point of view, it is x minus a form, because only the subtraction gives you the distance between 2 points, and then whatever else is happening new in the story, you compare it to this form and then you plot the route. And again, the hesitation, because for what if somebody has not seen this discussion earlier, but I'm assuming everybody has, and especially the members are following the order completely. In that case, this is not a new story at all. We have tried this earlier.